But Kayn works by reducing the enemy's auto-attack damage by a lot. But that doesn't really work on Kayn. Because the Relentless Salvo isn't counted as auto-attack damage.
Okay, so it's still very good into him is what you're essentially getting at with the Steel Resolve.
Yeah.
And,
or even like after you ultimate the silhouette, you're basically going to have like 15 charges of Relentless Salvo on yourself, and you're going to die in like 2 or 3 hits afterwards. Mm-hmm. It's a bit awkward. It's the same thing like against the Predator, for example, with the E with the Kayn, where like the Carnivorous, the E still applies in full effect, or the Ravenor ultimate also still applies in full effect, even though like your Steel Resolve is reducing some auto attack damage. Because it doesn't count as auto attack damage, it's not that effective. Mm-hmm. But for against something like a Bensington, it is of course like really good. On the other hand, Kayn is very, very strong in tri-lanes. And that's, I think, honestly, like one of the strengths of Kayn. Because, of course, he can't frontline. He's just quite a tanky strength hero. If the enemy carry or like anyone goes a little bit out of position, you can basically like short range hook them in.
Right.
And then, of course, like you have the balance of power, the aura, which gives either your entire team or like your entire side here 15% chance to crit and 6 extra attack damage, or 2 armor and half magic armor, which is in this stage of the game quite a lot. So yeah, it's a hero that just excels in tri lanes. So I'm loving seeing it here for that.
Dutch, we got a 3 versus 3 top lane. I love this. We got a tri versus tri lane that will be happening. So definitely a reason to keep the camera up at the top lane for most of this laning phase, of course. Right off the bat, there we go. They're going to go on Plague Rider, actually. Of course, Joust will serve anything going over that Fissure. Asphyxiate was used, but it's not going to be nearly enough. That's going to be a Bloodlust just like that in favor of Noah Nugent. And now Kayn, I mean, he should be fine. But another block for Behemoth in 1 second. You know what's coming out. There we go. Pearl getting low. There's a Joust to finish him off as well. And this trial lane certainly to the advantage so far of Noah Nugent.
Yeah, and the Kayn missed the Q. And Kayn Q early on has 16 seconds cooldown, which is quite a lot. And besides that, also, Plague Rider leveled his Extinguish. So that is the deny ability.
Oh, he did, yeah.
So them being like that far out of position is definitely... Oh, look at mid lane. Look at mid lane.
Yeah, Behemoth setting up. Speaking of out of position, Lord Self-Force did not see this coming on the other side. It doesn't matter. The answer is no. Those auto attacks adding up. You talked about it. Relentless Salvo, even at level 1. Just pain, and obviously great rotation from Behemoth. He's got red boots. He's going back to the top lane. So again, the lane control right now certainly seems like it's favoring Noah Nugent quite a bit early.
Yeah, and Behemoth almost, like, I don't want to say griefing, but I feel like he forgot to remove his wall, because, oh, Pearl.
That's another kill. So one more attack. There we go. Easy kill for Sir Benton with the Lance along, and they just keep finding one after the other, and Behemoth is going to get a free trip back to base. I mean, this is just total momentum for Noah Nugent. Clearly a very potent, hard-hitting combo. And you talk about, I mean, things like Plague Rider getting the Extinguish at level 1. He's essentially an assisting creep at this point. So, of course, that'll change as the levels start adding up, but understandably, they're playing extra aggressive.
Yeah, and like, Plague Rider early on is not necessarily like a bad hero if you level that Q. Because it deals 120 damage on an 8 seconds cooldown, which is it's definitely not bad, you know. But I understand that they wanted the deny, the Extinguish level 1. But if you go with the Extinguish level 1, that means that you're going to have to play defensively. And they didn't do that, and they're going in.
Once again, this time Kayn's the one that might be in trouble. The waylay on Sir Bensington, but he's just too tanky. He's not only going to survive, he walks it off. He's got his own red boots, Pearl, keeping her distance as well. But talk about the prime target that Noah Nugent's going for. This is already a 1,200, 1,300 net worth lead at about 3 minutes into the game. That is a big gap for this point into the game. Of course, Bensington, the one that's feeling the most of it with the top lane success.
Yeah, and I do. So, like, part of the reason there is that they're feeling the struggle on the top lane right now is because Pearl did not have a lot of levels. Does not have a lot of levels.
Only level 1 still.
Yep, and like Pearl level 1 E is actually like a 100 burst healing. And that's quite important. But also, Kayn did not choose to level his W.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good
Which I really dislike.
Waylay, Sir Bennington, that's a big kill if they get it, and yes they are. They chase him down, so well played. Finally some success for Vinicius. And Kane's going for more. He has another Waylay in 3 seconds. There's his asphyxiate. Vindicator slowing down. Nice job with the Fissure Stun, though. And that'll be the end of that pursuit. But again, they got the prime target, and Vinicius finally showing some fight back here at this top lane. But yeah, to your point, yeah, going the Steel Resolve instead, so no balance of power, which does seem like it'd be very potent here in this lane.
Yeah. It's not just like, it's automatic regen for everyone around you. Even like while in combat. Oh, they're going in the plague.
Why not? It's been 10 seconds. Let's keep going. They're going to Plague Rider initially. Now they turn to touch the Kayn, but the tower damage, Bensington certainly have to respect that, especially as Pearl's running over, but it is too much damage for Kayn to handle. And he does eventually get killed off, so Vinicius had some boost of momentum, but just like that, going back the other way with the Pendulum. And good fight back from the Hellborn side. This mid lane, too, is interesting. Lord Salforce is pushing the creep wave beyond the tower. He's got a double damager in his Silhouette, has to respect that, but here comes Behemoth.
Yeah, but like, 1 Q from the Sephoris on the Silhouette, and Silhouette goes down to like 80 HP.
Right.
So even with the Behemoth being there, it's not much he can do. And Sephoris is just pushing out this lane over and over and over again. And even though like Silhouette is up 1 kill, Sephoris actually has more GPM.
Oh, he's going in. The Undying applied. It's not going to be a kill, right? I mean, he'll be fine, but is going to send Silhouette back.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, because Silhouette's not farming.
Right.
And Silhouette is, unlike what did he play the first game? The Wild Sword that he played the first game, and the Swiftblade that he played the second game. Oh, top lane.
They chase him down. They saw the supporting cast elsewhere. I think that's a big reason why they played so aggressive on Sir Bensington. So yeah, smart decision. Ends up getting a big kill.
Yeah, and also like the Kayn just does a lot of damage, right? The Waylay is 185 physical damage at this point. Behemoth takes a free trip back to base. Yeah. But like one of the important things about the offensive or the balance of power, I think it's called, right?
God, Silhouette nearly. He had to be careful there. Just some good damage to Pearl, but in the end, had to respect again Lord Salforce, as you talked about. But yeah, balance of power has now been picked up by Kayn. And as we say this, though, they go on to Kayn. The totem's put down by Vindicator, and Plague Rider couldn't really do much else right there. So yeah, good take by No New Gen. And as expected, this top lane continues to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, but like the balance of power right now, it doesn't just provide like 6 damage to the Kayn. It also provides 6 damage to everyone around him. So like, if you have like 60 attack damage, adding 6 damage to your supports, both of your supports, that is like the power in this tri lane for that hero. Mm-hmm. And that is also why I'm specifically very surprised that he chose to level his E instead.
Well, you do see some rotations now. Kayn is actually teleports to the bottom lane after that last death. They want to get into Losa Farm, and that means Drunken Master, who's level 7, is up at the top lane. He's fighting already. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Of course, that 3-point strike kicking in, and Vindicator, not much more he can do right there. So yeah, we obviously haven't really touched too much on the bottom lane at all because of what's been going on, but how about that? Drunken Master, of course, he's been getting essentially free farm a level. Same thing with Kraken on the other side, but Kraken Midwinter currently still sitting at the bottom lane continuing to farm. But yeah, Drunken, the first one to hit that 400 gold per minute mark.
Yeah, and they're basically around the same creeps in the mid lane, so I think that's... Sorry, and the bottom lane, they were relatively even, I would say. Mm-hmm. I think the big difference in terms of this game is definitely the mid lane, where the Sephoris was doing, like, notably a lot better than the Silhouette. Of course, like, Silhouette is kind of jumping a bit back now. Oh, Plague Rider,
Good The last hit is a question. Look at Drunken jumps in on the Silhouette, actually. He wants to go for Silhouette for the kill. The Stacker, yes, he gets it. So an eye for an eye, definitely going the way of the Legion. Jajenko is like, thank you very much. You can kill our Plague Rider. I'll kill your mid Silhouette. We're just fine with that trade.
Yeah, and like look at the Silhouette HP at this point. 700. It's like it's so easy for the as the Kraken actually goes down to the force. Wow.
It was just on dying, and then he landed another more Certissima, and just it shows you the damage of Self-Force early on in the game, especially. Yep. It just melts the Kraken.
Yeah, because that Q does 370 damage on a 5-second cooldown. If you say it like that, it sounds insane.
It does, yeah. That's ridiculous damage. Totem will thwart them off, but clearly the pressure is completely swinging. I mean, how about this? Vinicius 3,000 gold lead all of a sudden. This is looking like a obviously it was a great start for the Hellborn with the trial lane, but TP coming in, definitely another big fight brewing. Pearl, Kraken's nearby, Silhouette's just farming the jungle, but they're not going to go all the way in.
And Silhouette wants to farm those stacks, but like Silhouette just doesn't really farm stacks that efficiently. And while those... Oh wow, so Force Plane super aggressive, it doesn't have the ultimate up.
Pearl.
Oh, top lane bounces.
That's the Plague. The Plague bouncing perfectly between the two. Kraken and Behemoth both evaporate. The Vindicator silence was just too little too late, and now Drunken Master, he's out for blood. He wants to go for more. He goes with Sir Bensington. Vindicator likely to fall as well anyway, so yeah, he wants Bensington to get a big hit right there. One more attack needed maybe. Bottle Chargers keep it alive for the time being. Can Bensington go for the turn kill? Maybe. Taking the tower damage? Doesn't matter. Silhouette missed right there with the Death Lotus, hoping to get a hit on Drunken, but he's a little too slippery. He's too fast, and he just jets on out of there. He's fine. Jajenko doing work.
Yeah, like Drunken Master with that Ghost Marchers. Like the stagger gives you so much movement speed. It's so you get 30 like passively or like altoways, and I think some extra more depending on how much like drunk charges you have. So you just basically are like hasted movement speed for a little bit after using the W, and they kind of just don't have the HP on their cores right now to survive the burst from those heroes. Because there's not a lot of lockdown. Oh, Benston jumping.
Self-Force, though, he ain't an easy kill. He does have support coming in. He gets a nuke off at the last second, so they do kill Self-Force. Bensington forced to fight, though, thanks to Kane. And they turn onto him, and also Behemoth cut down by Drunken Master. So numbers-wise, it is a 2-for-1. That does favor Vinicius, and that goal lead even jumping up more, upwards of almost 5,000 now. As we're taking another look at it, yeah, this is just getting out of hand for Vinicius, it feels like at this point. Even Drunken kind of walks on by. He takes some damage there, but not much of a threat just yet. Yeah, Silhouette call like he certainly needs a lot more farm before he's going to be a big threat at this point.
Yeah, and like if you look around now, if you click on the Kane, you can actually see like a buff on him that gives him that 5 damage. Yep. So that is like the buff from the one duel that he got basically. And I'm expecting to see that number just skyrockets, and it's like a mechanic that I love. Like a hero that gets rewarded for playing aggressively throughout the game and just has some slow but steady passive scaling. And of course, like we saw that, as you already mentioned, on the Calamity indeed. But on the Kane as well, and it allows these heroes to kind of stand toe-to-toe with more conventional carry heroes.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, and you see he's got the Matt Fred's brass knuckles early on as well. So, yeah, he's certainly a great utility for the team. Yeah, they would love another taunt kill right here. You see the face-off is ready. Ooh, he was running in to go, but Sir Edgington just a little too far.
He already basically shouted "face me" in real life, I feel.
Did the RP for it, but now Lord Self-Force just runs on it with the invis. Bensington is like, where did my life go? Well, it evaporated thanks to that more Certissima you mentioned. It's insane damage, really, that 370. And the Undying on top of that, just Bensington just evaporates. So, free kill for Self-Force, and he'll run back mid and continue farming there. Man, it feels like this is just complete map control. I hate to say it, this being a game 3 with them up 2-0. It's been a great series so far, but this one looks like it could get could be a quick one if they don't do something here soon.
They missed the...
There's no chance. There's no chance. In fact, that's going to be an easy turn on the Behemoth.
Yeah. Like, that is just the Shaman's Headrest on the Drunken Master, making him super tanky. And they missed the block off, sadly. And Behemoth early on is just not a good hero. Because the Fissure is nice and all. Actually, it got a quality of life buff recently, where the Enrage, I believe it's called, yeah, the W, the Stomp, is a lot faster, and the stun is a little bit longer as well.
Yeah.
But it's still like you use that, and then it's a 15 seconds cooldown in which you're just doing nothing. And like here we see, I think, why applying pressure to this team is working out so well for them. You see, like, this Vindicator is trying to stack for a scary, but the Silhouette is afraid to take these stacks right now, because the enemy team is just applying so much pressure. And
Look
like,
at the wards in the jungle. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
It's just pressure, pressure, pressure. And it's working out so well for them, and he is ready to shout face me once again.
Yeah. Will anyone oblige? It looks like it is going to be Vindicator. No, silence right as he was going for it. You could tell again he was ready to go for the taunt, but Vindicator silence will save him for now. Lord Self-Force mid lane. Behemoth, he's gonna burn, baby, burn. He might live. No, he's dead, right? Yeah, that's gonna kill him. Sir Benjington's also in trouble. There's a jumping with Kraken. He's got his blink, so the Plague again, though. AKA the Plague Carrier, bouncing back and forth beautifully. Kraken defensive release. The Kraken will keep alive. Meanwhile, up here, Silhouette. Okay, they pick off the Kane. So nice find. That's a buyback. Wow, very early buyback by Kane. He is pissed. He wants to come back in on the fight quickly as he teleports mid.
Yeah, a little bit. I would say like a little bit of an overconfident buyback.
Honestly, it's going to maybe pay off. He might get a dual kill here. Yeah, it's coming in maybe on Silhouette. No, he's going to settle for the Behemoth instead. Now, is it enough damage? Of course, with Self-Force it is. There's another victory for him. The way they pull in. And now Silhouette needs to be careful, swapping back and forth. Staying alive, not long enough. No, Sigma cleans it up with a double tap. And let's make it a hat trick when it's all said and done. Nope, never mind. That's actually going to be a kill for Pearl. But
the Plague Rider also buying post-haste. Yeah, they are in full control of this game. And I love the Dreamcatcher on the Sephora's here, because so the way that I'm not sure everyone knows, but for the way that Morris Certissima, I think that's how you pronounce it, it works, is that it does like a huge damage up front, like with 370 magic damage, of course. But then after the next 5 seconds, you heal for 40% of the damage done. So if you deal like 370 damage, quick math, around 140-ish? Yeah, around 150 damage, you heal that back. But of course, like, if you apply Dreamcatcher, they already heal less from that. And the combo naturally is like you use the ultimate, so they don't heal at all.
It just enhances the damage that much more, basically, yeah.
Exactly.
The shockwave, Behemoth. Desperation right there, just trying to hit anything he can. He eventually melts out a Drunken Master. He shows a blade. Vindicator also dead. I mean, Dutch, again, like I said earlier, I hate to say it, but this is just looking like Vinicius is they're just having fun at this point, because they can. They are in absolute dominant control to try to close out the grand finals here and become the tournament champions. And Noah New Gen, you got Silhouette. It's been a great tournament for this team overall. Calling especially. There's the face man. Okay, Kane will die for it, actually. They do get the turn, but now Benjington still having to deal with this Drunken, and he's so difficult to deal with all that mitigation kicking in. He's got some mana battery uses as well. Nice swap from Silhouette. Silhouette cuts him down. Okay, so Kalik showing off a bit, gets a double tap, and making him pay for diving a little bit too much there. And there's the hat trick. So, you know what? It ain't over yet. That definitely will say that, especially after what just happens right there. You don't want to give Kalik too much time.
Yeah, and if you keep feeding him, right? If you keep just like playing too overconfident, you're gonna give him away back into this game. Because it ain't over. What is it? It ain't over until the fat lady sings.
There you go. That was the one I thought you were going for, yeah. Vindicator. That should be a free kill here. It's a Nightfall coming in. Oh, nice dodge, though. A bit of a sidestep kicking in. Vindicator's still alive, by the way. May end up dying in the big picture, but South4 I can't believe he's still alive. You know, you look at his items, and it's like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
And like, there's Vindicator.
The Dark Lord's presence, the E. Face me. The Dark Lord's presence, of course, like it steals HP regen. So if you Morse Disma someone, they get the life back as HP regen, and then you just basically heal yourself if you stay close to them. That's the nice design of the hero, of course. So if he hits like his Q there on like 2 or 3 people, and suddenly like he heals so much. And that's why probably as like the Hellborn team, you also want to start picking up stuff like the Dreamcatcher, although Silhouette might be in trouble.
This is a call a getaway. No, Plague Runner's like, yeah, I'm going to cut him off. I mean, he's doing a hell of a job in escaping. Okay, he gets the kill actually on Pearl, but it is just too much. Great job by Vinicius collapsing from all angles and making it basically impossible for Silhouette to escape. And they don't know how to stop here on the side of Vinicius. They are really just full throttle, go, go, go. They have 29 hero kills, not even 20 minutes into the game at this point. That is absurd.
They basically said everyone that's more than like a minute on our side of the map is getting benched.
Right.
Only play on the enemy side of the map, and hey, it's working out. It's definitely working out.
Base apparently, yeah. South Forest going deep there, but of course he will respect maybe being a little bit too deep. He's got
and look what the Drunken Master is building.
Oh my god, yeah, he has a freaking axe to Malphite. Wow.
This is like
coming.
Nice. Wind whistle from me. I love it. No, but the drunken, like, this goes back to the Soul Reaper game that they played the first game today, I believe, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they just like you saw like the hard pickup just closed out the game because they had no way of killing the Soul Reaper here. And it's exactly the same way here for this Drunken Master, right? Just get a heart and you're basically never going to die. And I do actually like that they just say, okay guys, we've had our fun. Playing again a little bit. And they go for Kongor, start like playing a little bit more coordinatedly and just, you know, retake control of this game. Not give the Silhouette too much way back into this game.
I have to double
Yeah, go. So I want to say, like, Silhouette did actually finish the Nullstone.
Yep. Actually, might be coming into play right here. Going for Drunken. That's a play carrier, though. A lot of like, creep wave damage. That Behemoth barely lives. It did not bounce back to him, but now Kraken, he's just in the trees enough. Silhouette ports out. Can they actually all get away? That's pretty big if so. Behemoth throws out the fissure, and yeah, it will allow for the getaway. So great retreat there from Noah Nugent.
Yeah. That started with Kraken missing his charge. And that's not the first time we've missed this game. It's a bit awkward. Maybe like he's not... of course, like if you're down 2-0, you have to be a... Oh, there we go. There's the hits charge on the Pearl there. But I want to say, if you're down 2-0, you have to be a very strong player in a mental capacity to not have that affect you. Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just love that. Behemoth just denies Serpentine at the fountain, because thanks to Undying being on it. It's just like, I have to kill you, buddy. I'm sorry. Oh, that's a fine Vindicator. Melts initially to Lord South Forest. He is still alive. South Forest, actually, speaking of melting, you know, this Silhouette, man. I know this is a massive lead of Legion, but yeah, Kola continues to show. He can dish out some good damage here if he gets just a little bit of time.
Yeah, and there are 3 tanky strength heroes on the Legion side, but Silhouette doesn't really care about that, right? Because like that Relentless Salvo is gonna stack up and up and up. And, you know, it's gonna tear through them if you allow it to. But what I want to say, you actually cannot deny someone who is Undying on himself. Like, not just Undying. If he has Undying and like the Soul Trap, or the Dreamcatcher, sorry, then you can deny him.
That's how he denied him then, okay.
Yeah.
Because he definitely denied him, so yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, reporting for
Funny of that reason. Kane. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to bring up actually with the face-off, I had to double check on here to confirm. So there is no downside to Kane losing a.
No. Oh, by the way, look at Black Rider. He got himself in the stuck spot.
Oh, that's interesting. He's gonna have to be pushed some way.
Yeah, he has a tablet in 5 seconds, but that's like the one spot you cannot get out of on the map right now.
Well, he'll be fine. The top tower is going to be pushed in. Meanwhile, no, not going to be enough for the kill. Still has to get out just before. Good job rotating in. It is Vinicius, and in hot pursuit of somebody, they'll settle for the Vindicator. A free kill there instead, as Silhouette's able to avoid. But yeah, so King, because I saw him lose the duel earlier, and I was looking around for like any buff on the Hellborn side, but that's not the case. So yeah, Legion Commander inspired, of course, where I'm getting at there, but there is no downside for Kane.
Does Legion Commander do that actually? Like give a buff to the enemy?
Absolutely, it does. Yeah, you get if you end up killing Legion Commander, you actually get the buff yourself during the duel. So.
Yeah. Because like I do know that like at some point they want to go for Silhouette? Face me!
Okay, trying to. There's a face me. Silhouette locked down as a result. The shockwave on top, trying to keep him alive. Is it enough? Swapping back and forth. Silhouette remains alive, just barely to get on out of there. And he does so successfully. Pearl, the only death so far on the Legion team, but now they're hunting for more. They find Kraken. Eventually run down by the Drunken Master, and that's a Silhouette illusion. Will be killed off eventually. Barely alive. There we go. Taking care of business there.
Yeah, that was actually quite unlucky bounces by the Plague Rider ultimate. Because they went basically off into the distance, and that's like in theory, right? The Plague Rider plus the Kane seems like a good combo because you know they're naturally gonna stack up on the target that you're focusing with Kane, and the bounces are just gonna do so much damage there. But sometimes you're just unlucky and they go into like a random direction that you have no control over.
Live and die by the randomness sometimes, but in that case, not as lucky with it. But the tier 3 tower, 25 minutes into the game, already destroyed. And this is going to be the melee and range rack. So you see how they're sitting back. Shockwave still on cooldown for 50 more seconds for Behemoth. I mean, of course, he doesn't even have a blink or anything like that anyways. And well, he is going to be initiated on. There's even more damage for the game now with that dual victory. And the pull in the Waylay. Silhouette's able to avoid it. As he gets to the illusion and trying to keep his distance still, not being crowd controlled hard enough. The illusion spawns, and Kalik playing this well so far, and hot pursuit again is the Drunken Master. They kill the illusion and they kill the real one. He can't teleport to it. Buyback immediately comes out for Kalik though. Already at a point of feeling like they got to buy back to withstand this onslaught, but it is just too much firepower. It seems like another death on a Kraken right there. And Silhouette just hugging the fountain at this point, but it's 32,000 gold lead. Obviously, with this being potentially the final game, Noah Nugent is still sticking in here and giving it a go, but this one's all about him.
Yeah, and they have like 3 heroes above 550 GPM at this point. So that should probably give you an indication the kind of game this is right now. And honestly, like Silhouette gave it... gave them some proper resistance still, but in the end, they just kind of ran them over too efficiently. And I'm a bit surprised by like this was looking quite well early on.
Yeah.
But at some point they just lost momentum or something.
I mean, yeah, well, you know what it was? So you kind of think back. Obviously, yeah, to your point, the Tri-Lane was won initially pretty well by Noah Nugent. We saw from the very beginning they were just getting kill after kill. But the Drunken Master rotation, I think, was the absolute key there. He hit level 6. He came to the top lane, got a kill early on, and you kind of tell where Kraken, was insistent on more staying to the bottom lane and continuing to farm. I'm not saying that was a bad decision on his part, but... Yeah. That's where we started to see some variation, some response that happened by the Legion. And of course, Lord Salforest obviously had a very good time in the mid lane, and a hero that's difficult to deal with, especially in a 1-versus-1 for that Silhouette. So they started to open up a lot of space, and we saw once the Salforest and Drunken started moving, especially, things kind of shifted.
They definitely just couldn't really deal with this Drunken that was level 7 indeed, while the rest of them were level 4. And because the Drunken can just kind of jump the Bensington, the Behemoths, or the Vindicator, and kill like almost either one of them. And I want to take you back.